video. Hello, you beautiful mothers. It is Tuesday and it is Talk Tuesday. Today there is some awesome stuff going out with the newest character, new event coming for August, and then a bunch of other stuff we're going to get into. So, to start us off, with a flick of my wrist and a snap of my hand, bam! And I want to show a couple of things to start off before we go into the meat of the episode today. However, this is some very, very cool stuff. There has been a server crossing adjustment. So, as you can see here, the ranges, they have all merged. So originally, I think I was, it was something like 24 something, or 23, sorry, to 33. Now I've merged me personally, I've merged from server 1 to 33, which I can show some rankings later in the video. And then everyone else, so everyone's basically merged 10 servers with that. So now I'm versing the original OGs now, which I used to be rank 8, I'm now 28, so yeah, feels bad on that one. So just letting you know, big server update there, that's why some things may have changed in different groups and stuff, so that has happened effectively. I think that was a couple of days ago, was that the 28th? Yeah, so it happened yesterday, I think. I noticed it happening yesterday. Where it's finally merged, where now it's now they've actually like it's I don't know, a thing. No, whatever. They brought it out and they said they were going to do it. Next, August mega update. This is what we talking about, people. New skins, a Thai launch. So finally, new language support in Thai, and then also the main part that I'm looking at right here is Peak Jewel will finally be released. Oh my gosh, how many months has it been? I think it actually has been since the game released in January. I gotta check that. But Peak Jewel will finally be released. We can finally unlock Enyas, more risottos. I think GE a lot more easily. Hopefully, I don't know how easy it will be to get these characters, of course, but maybe that means a lot more fodder. You can get the characters better. It's going to be absolutely awesome. What else is there's going to be a Torch Festival event that's going to come out this August. So maybe it'll start on the Thursday or maybe the Friday. It could actually happen on the Friday. This new adventures, which would be cool. New skins, massive rewards away. Join our desert watermelon feast around the bonfire. New skins, and then also new arrivals of ChildrensDay and ChildrensDay skins, which I don't think ChildrensDay need one, but ChildrensDay I feel like definitely did. And then climb leaderboards using advanced time invitations, win JoJo collection coins in the Peak Duel. So I don't know if that is potentially to also unlock with the new character that has come out, Diego Brando, which I'll get into. But then also a bunch of other stuff. So that'd be interesting to see what happens. So yeah, and if you can get Diego Brando quicker from this, whoo, uchi mama. That actually changed some of the script for that. But now, clap again. And that is the plan. So what I want to show here is next thing. So those are cool things. So I just want to confirm here. If I go here, are these JoJo coins? Okay. Because that's going to come to my point later on. I'm going to come back to that. But firstly, the resets that have happened. Lisa, welcome gift. Chrono Summon Sprints is a new summon event banner, whatever you want to call it, weekly reset thing that you can do here. So not only can you get stuff through summoning, so the start of it is whatever, and you get rewards for it. Current round, I think that says, so we'll see what happens there. But also there is the sprint ranking, where you get the JoJo collection coin rewards. So if you get enough, you can also just get the new character, which is sick. And then you can also buy stuff here. So if you get a lot of summoning packs and whatnot, you can get 50 for 10,000 gems, which is a lot. I got to do the maths on it, but that might be not a bad deal. But yeah, that is just a lot of stuff going on here. Just basically mass summon, and then you get some other stuff here for doing quick battle, lemongrass, whatnot. So look, interesting. We'll see how it plays. Getting these JoJo coins will be really, really cool and needed. And then just getting other stuff, more summons is always nice. So that's the event that's going on there. Limited time, not much, just you can get some characters here. I would go for, if you're free to play or anything like that, go for who you want, but ChildrensDay or Koichi. If you really want to get a different stand, you can go for Stand Dio. cards, not really worth it. Or if you want to get any of your other characters, if you have Joseph, Jonathan, or Mr., that's the order for that one that I would personally go in, would be maybe Koichi more so, or Jotaro, depending on if you have a tank or you want some more damage. Next one is artifacts, of course, the Abdul gold chain shards. To get that one up, I usually, of course, go for the Abdul voucher and the 5-star Union Hermit doll, whatever it is, promotion material, just so I can upgrade for my fodder and then advance. Whoever gets these, I don't know, I never have gotten any. The next, finally, is Diavolo is back in rotation. It's just him. You can get Diavolo or these guys here, but of course, if you are going to get him, and this is his event, you're going to go for Diavolo right now, which is pretty sick. Also get his stand if you want, and then his gifts will come on through. So best of luck to everyone that wants this guy. I'm going to try and get 3 copies of him so I can get him to 12 stars, which would be very, very cool. So yeah, so that is the plan. That is, oh, excuse me, the aim of the game here. So that's what's going on here. Check it out. I will see how this goes. Hopefully get into more depth. I don't know what the current round or anything like that means, but we'll see. Now, the big news that everyone wants to know about is the one, the only, Diego Brando has finally come to Goldenstone. Everyone, I didn't realize it was going to be so quickly. It was a week after Johnny Joestar came out. They dropped this guy. They dropped this, and he is a tank. He is a guard. I wanted to predict that. I said in the video, in a previous video, that I wanted him to be a tank, or I thought he would be a good tank. So I'm taking credit for that. I'm joking, you silly billies. But this is Diego Brando. This is his skin. Look, I think it's okay, general skins. But if you say that he looks hot, I agree with you on that one. But this is the normal Diego Brando, and him overall as a character, look, he hasn't come out yet. Unlike Johnny Joestar, we're able to, like, off the rip, be able to see what he can do and stuff like that, and he performed quite well, very well. With him, no one has unlocked him yet, so we don't actually know the nitty-gritty of it and to see how he's performing. However, I have seen many different debates depending on how good he is. I will go into it first, quickly. I don't know, I don't want this to be too long of an episode, but I think it will be, because stuff keeps getting added to it last minute. So we will go over it. So his first ability is Alpha King Rex, an AoE damage and mock. Diego transforms other creatures into dinosaurs. Dinosaurs created this way are under Diego's control. Deals 100% physical damage to all targets, additionally inflicting damage equal to 3% of the target's HP, cap at 300% attack, or whatever that says, less attack, and has a 60% chance to apply 1 layer of provocation to 2 random targets. Okay, so AoE does damage, and then also inflicting damage equal to HP cap. So interesting stuff there. At top, at level 3, maxed out, damage dealt increased to 140%, additional inflicts equals to 7% of the target's HP cap, less than 300% attack. I hope I'm reading that mathematical symbol right. I haven't seen it in literally years. 80% chance to apply disease, and increases the chance of applying provocation to 2 random enemies to 100%, transfer 20% of damage dealt to HP. So I think that is what mock is the provocation. So mock reduces the dodge by 5% for the unit with this effect, and reduces the dodge chance of dodge by 5%. At the end of the action, consumes 1 stack of mock to basic attack the caster, dealing only 50% damage, lasts for 2 rounds, up to 5%. Okay, so just doing some decent damage there, and of course, applying some bleed. Nothing too crazy there, but that's the thing, is that we don't know what the 7% is going to be like, and then also the HP transfer to damage dealt. It's just one of those things. I have seen in action he can get some HP, not bad HP, especially if he's up. So we will see what it goes. Honestly, this is a lot for my monkey brain to comprehend. Next one is Scary Monster, which is a buff, beast transformation. Diego's stand is Scary Monster. of monsters. It belongs to the unique fusion type category, where the stand and its user are physically merged into one entity. When Diego is attacked, adds one layer of dinosaur power to himself and has a 50% chance to counterattack by using Tail Slash in the form of Rampage Rex King, and the Rage skill will be changed to Scary Monster. Deals 110% physical damage to all enemies with 50% chance to add stun. Additionally, inflicts damage of 3% on the max target's HP. Again, and for each stun applied, Diego recovers 5% of his max HP and plus 3% damage for 2 rounds. Very interesting there. A lot of abilities working together there. Let's read the end here. This is going to be a lot, guys. Please bear with me. There's a lot of numbers and gritty in this, so if I'm messing up, I'm sorry. I hope I will... Even I'm confused. I'm going to be real with you on this one until I see what it actually does in gameplay, which I'll show you shortly. We'll have to play it by week. So level 3, when Diego is attacked, he has a 100% chance to counterattack by using Tail Slash. The damage dealt by Tail Slash increases to 168% and has a 30% chance to stun the target. A 75% chance to add damage decrease. Additionally, inflicts damage of 3% of the target's max HP again. For each stun applied, Diego recovers 5% of his max HP and plus 5% damage for 2 rounds. Alright, Dinosaur Power. Each Dinosaur Power provides 1% damage reduction and 1% control resistance, which cannot be removed. After 15 stacks, Diego will activate Rampage Rex King once per battle up to 15 stacks. So when he activates it, plus 15% attack, plus 15% defense, immune to all control skills, and change the Rage skill to Scary Monster. And then Tail Splash deals 100% 20 damage with a 23% chance to stun the target. Lots of stunning, lots of things. It all seems like it's blending well together. But on his third ability, there's a lot of reading. Beast Blood Infection, Beast Transformation, Immunity. Diego can dinosaurify his body for combat. In this form, he gains exceptional dynamic vision and speed, plus 250% HP, 20% attack, and 10% damage reduction. When Diego receives the fatal damage, all debuffs will be removed. If he hasn't transformed into Rampage Rex King, he immediately activates it, restoring 40% of his max HP and gauge damage immunity until the end of the round once per battle. You see, now this one I understand. And it's called the bullshit ability. That, Gappy has it, GR sort of has it, and then Johnny has it as well. And Abdul has it. It's basically... you think you're winning, and then your opponent they press the button, it's called the bullshit button, and it goes beep, and it goes, haha, eat shit. Basically is what happens. So, very interesting though that I like that hopefully, I don't think we'll be able to see it because to show the battle in the video that they have, each preview for each character doesn't show them dying, but that'll be interesting to see and how that works. At third level, HP plus 50%, attack plus 30%, and damage reduction is 20%. When Diego receives the fatal damage and transforms into Rampage Rex King, HP recovery boosts to 80% and applies damage immunity to himself, lasting until the end of the turn. Yeah, so that's basically, that's the bullshit button. Is that right there? I think that one's pretty simple. Everything else is just basically more damage and healing. But for his final ability, I'm running out of breath. Beast Blood Infection Pack Recovery. At level 1, at the start of the battle, Diego adds Might Protection to 2 allies with the highest attack, excluding summons. When the ally who has Might Protection receives a single target attack, there's a 45% chance to activate Protection. 60% of the damage will be taken on by the Protection caster, who only receives 75% of the damage. Okay. Signs a Beast Blood Infection with the highest HP enemy. Upon the death of the target carrying the Beast Blood Infection, Diego will gain 10% of the target's attack and defense, less than his or own 100% attack and 50% defense. Okay, you see this is mathematical symbols I don't understand here. For 3 rounds and recovery 10%, 20% of his maximum HP. His max HP. Okay, this is where I'm going to pull up. I actually did this. I did a ChatGPT summary just to make it easier. And look, I hope it's right. Here we go. I have it here. I'll read it in a second. But and when I mean it, and look, if you want to call me dumb, I'm fine with being called dumb because this was a lot of just trying to understand and figure out what he does because there's a lot of it and it all plays together and it synchronizes really well. I think we don't know yet. At 3rd level, applies might protection to all allies with highest attack excluding Diego himself and summons. Nice. When the ally who has might protection receives a single target attack, there is a 70% chance to activate protection. 80% of the damage will be taken on by the protection caster who only receives 75% of the damage. Upon the death of the target carrying the Beast Blood infection, Diego will gain 20% of the target's attack and defense, equal to less his own 100. Oh, I don't get how to read that. Sorry guys, that's bad on me. For 3 rounds and recovers 30% of his max HP. That's crazy. That is actually wild. Dragon Protection is when the unit with the effect takes, that's the same thing. And then Beast Blood Infection allows Diego to heal 5% of his max HP during, I guess that's what was similar before. A bit different though. The damage taken by Diego will be divided among the enemies who have the Beast Blood Infection. Okay, before we see the abilities, I will read this here. I needed this, I put it all into ChatGPT just because I needed it. Basically, because I had no idea. Where is it here? Okay. This basically here. Okay. So he's good, right? This is what, what was the ability breakdown? Here we go. Okay, so Alpha Rex King. So it's an AoE physical damage. He does additional damage based on HP of percentage of target's HP, which is capped at 300% of Diego's attack. Okay, let's read that here. Applies provocation and disease, and then heals based on damage dealt. If I see that here, yes, right. But okay, so there's correction here actually. Correction interpretation of mock reduces the dodge and forces target to basic attack Diego at 50% power up to 5 stacks. Okay, the next one, which is the passive. I hope this makes sense. Gains dinosaur power when hit and triggers Rampage Rex at 15 stacks. Rage skill changes the scary monster, dealing AoE and HP damage. He also does counter attack as well and can apply, and with stun. We get that. Beast Blood Infection. HP and attack and damage reduction buffs on fatal hit. Okay, that one's pretty self-explanatory. And then Beast Blood Infection applies might protection to top attack allies, intercepts damage with reduced intake, marks high HP enemies with that, and then splits 30% of the damage across infected enemies. Diego heals when taking action, and then, whatever it is. Okay, I hope that made sense. That didn't. Oh well, so let's watch this ability and then I'll let you know what I think of him. So this is, I think, at the start of the game. I could be wrong. No, that's his ability. So he does his ability. Look, it's all right. I don't think I'm going to replay it. I don't think it's anything too crazy. If I show it off here. So he summons some dinosaurs. Pretty funny animation, not going to lie. And then hops on a horse and turns that into a dinosaur and bites them. Mock gets applied, so he's attacking, but the damage is getting transferred to the other person. He's getting dino power. I think that was his tail swipe, or tail whip, and he did the damage there. Now, this is the counter attack that he's doing, which is pretty sick. That person takes damage. I'm trying to see dino power. I want to see him transform counter attack. It seems like it's proccing a lot, which is very cool. He's doing it seems like he's doing a lot of damage here. He's going to heal. Okay, let's speed this up now. I want to see, does he transform into dinosaur? Dino power, I don't know how many stacks he's on now. but the damage is getting spread out, which is pretty interesting. Counter attack is going in. Remember, he is also a tank as well, which I feel like he means he will do quite well, maybe alluding to it. Doing more rages, and he's also healing off it, remember? Dino power, does he transform? I want to see him transform. He's very close now. I haven't been counting it. Any attack there, there. Counter attacks, not bad. Keeps counter attacking. Was that it there? I didn't see it. I think he got a buff there. I don't know. I hope this is interesting. I don't think it is. Come on. When does he do it? I don't know. I got no idea. Is it just a buff, or does he actually transform, is my question. There we go. Whoa! Holy shit! There we go. Oh, that looks like big damage. Oh, no, that's his tail whip. Okay. Nice. And then he's healing there. Healing. Does it... What happens there? Whoa, he looks... That's actually dope. I don't like the Dio in it, but I think that is very cool. Now, will he pop up with his ability? Or is he just going to keep tail whipping? Or maybe that is his ability? Here we go. He just does the Dino Rush again. Okay. Very, very cool. I'm glad to see him, and he gets the damage boost there. Awesome. Okay. Now, what I wanted to get into is a bit of the controversial, some people may say, of him being introduced, or how he was introduced. Before I get into that, actually, what would I rate him? Look, I find him a very interesting character. It's hard to say without seeing what he does in game. He looked alright there. Some people will say that he's B tier because there's an argument that he does lots of damage with counterattacking and keeps hitting them, so he helps build rage for the enemy to do rage skill. But I think it'd be very interesting. I don't think he's broken. If I have to compare him to tankiness, we don't know yet, but I consider him, in my personal opinion, the same level as Jotaro. Bit more, bit less. For the moment, that is just the preview on it. Don't quote me, but that's where I think he would be. Have to see, of course, when they eventually get him, which should be next week, I hope. But the controversial thing that happened is the only way to get him is in this shop here, the exchange shop. You can also get a skin. So you can get one copy of him for 300 JoJo coins. But you only get one a day. So that means that it will take you, if you don't spend any money, 300 days to get a single copy of him, which is a bit of an F. However, you can get more coins if you buy them, which you can buy 6 here. So that means you can get 7 a day with the quick buy for $5, which increases it, but also they did the maths on it. I think it was something like 75 days, if I remember off the top of my head, if you did that, which is crazy. Which I don't know if that's correct or not, but yeah. So then there was a lot of people flaming and people getting upset. I was talking with Toot and Falcon. They say this is more of a preview, and that's why I didn't make a video straight away. I wanted to see what the developers were going to do, because I didn't want to be the guy that was like, oh, this is crap, and post a video. I want to see and wait and to see what they did. And look, they did, by the looks of it. I'm glad I waited, because especially with this new server thing here, you're going to be able to get JoJo tokens. So I'm glad I waited. We'll see how this turns out, though, and the other things that are happening here. There's lots of crazy stuff. So that's what's going on with that one. So I'm glad I waited. I'm glad that information came out. And especially with what I showed before in the Discord, that you're going to hopefully be able to get even more from Peak Jewels or whatnot. So yeah, so bear with people. It's okay. Trust the developers. Well, money hungry, sure. But who isn't? What mobile game isn't? But yeah, that's one of the things there. That will be it for me. I hope you enjoyed Tuesday Talk. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment below. I will answer it to the best of my ability as always. Like, comment, and subscribe if you like this content. And guys, August is going to be insane. Finally, Peak Jewel will be coming in. And I don't know about the JoJo coins, but Peak Jewel will be coming in. So yeah, TNT out. Bye!